Mike Pompeo, the CIA Director and Secretary of State nominee, traveled to North Korea in an effort to lay the groundwork for a meeting between Kim Jong-un and President Trump. President Trump confirmed that these talks were happening, and he also alluded to the possibility of officially ending the Korean War. Talking Points Analyst Thomas St. Hilaire is here with the recent diplomatic developments in the Korean Peninsula. Thomas, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
So let's break down what are the key moments from Pompeo's visit.
Right, I mean, the key moment is that this is something that really has never happened before. I mean, we're talking about a sitting United States president meeting with the leader of North Korea. Now, this meeting could be expected to be had sometime in June, and analysts are still speculating where it could be. It could be in the neutral zone between North and South Korea. It could also be in a neutral European country. But the real topic behind this is denuclearization a possibility? And Kim Jong-un has said that this is a topic that could be put on the table for the summit meeting. Again, a really big development in public diplomacy.
Well, since you raised the question, let me ask you.
Sure.
I mean, I know it's tough to say, but is peace and diplomacy attainable?
Again, that's a bit of a, I'm going to take a cop out here, that's a bit of a toss-up because,
Sure.
On one hand, we have seen a lot of these, kinds of talks really not come to much. I mean, in 2012, President Obama, under his strategic patience policy, there was a deal on the table where we would supply food aid, and in return they would denuclearize a lot of their programs. What happened next? I mean, they launched a rocket in outer space and launched a satellite. So that, of course, crumbled a lot of the talks. We talked a couple of weeks ago back with the Olympics. North and South marching under one flag. Again, that's something that's happened before. Didn't really result in much. On the other hand, this is something that never happened. There's a proposed treaty, perhaps, to officially end the war that ended really only in a truce. If a treaty were to happen, that would, of course, require the United States and China to also sign on that. So, again, until it happens, we can't really say definitively, but it is a positive development.
Well, until it happens, we can't say definitively, but when we talk about why this summit is such a big deal, what's sort of the historical precedent for this?
I mean, I really want to go back to the fact that this has really never happened before. I mean, we've seen non-sitting U.S. presidents meet in North Korea. In 1994, Jimmy Carter went against maybe some of the wishes of Bill Clinton at the time, but we saw that meeting made a lot of progress. I mean, North Korea agreed to temporarily denuclearize, again, a lot of their programs. So the historical precedent for this happening really is non-existent for a sitting U.S. president, but again, what that could mean, perhaps we can look at the Jimmy Carter example to see what can happen from that.
And Thomas, what kind of impact do you think this is going to have elsewhere around the globe?
I mean, we know that any time that we have a potential discussion about a country scaling back its nuclear programs, that it's going to have an international impact. But the one country that I'm really keeping an eye on is Japan, because Japan right now is also meeting with North Korea, engaging in talks. And Japan's also going to be visiting the United States very soon. And there are a lot of people speculating that Japan really wants to keep this tough stance on North Korea. So again, that's a development to really keep an eye on with how the United States talking with North Korea will, whether or not it will collide or whether or not it will be very similar to the way that the country is engaged.
A lot of global powers at play, and something we'll definitely be keeping our eye on. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you very much.